Okay, very good morning and warm welcome, my dear children. I hope you all are keeping well. So this is our part 3 video where we are going to discuss about the King Bindusara and the greatest king, the Ashoka. Okay, I hope you all have well understand from our previous two videos. Okay, so without any further delay, let's proceed. So from King Bindusara, you just need to remember he was a remarkable leader, and Chandragupta Maurya was succeeded by his son, and his name was Bindusara. And you just remember he also ruled for a term of 25 years, almost same as his father. Okay, you can see the picture over here, Bindusara. Okay, now we have Ashoka the Great. Ashoka is considered the greatest Mauryan leader. He ascended the throne in the year 273 BCE, and we have already discussed that Kalinga was this portion. The Kalinga was not only that region was not only not under the Mauryan kingdom, and Kalinga was one of the powerful kingdom. It controlled the land and the sea routes to the this region, the South India, and also to the Southeast Asia. Okay, the control of this region would give Ashoka the key to greater economic prosperity. For that region, there was a very important war, that is Kalinga War, in our history in the year 261, make it 61, 261 BCE, and Ashoka attacked Kalinga and conquered it after a very brutal struggle. His empire now stretched, you can see, after he conquered the Kalinga, his empire now stretched from Himalayas in the north, and if you see the south, Mysore in the south, and if you see in the northwest up to here Brahmaputra, and you see the western location, see all the parts of the Nepal, Kashmir, everywhere, every place, almost all this all this part of India was now under the Mauryan ruler, that was conquered by the that was under the province of the Ashoka. Okay, and one thing you need to remember about the Kalinga War, okay, though Ashoka victory in the though it was a though ultimately Ashoka was able to add Kalinga in the empire, in his empire, but Ashoka victory in the Kalinga did not bring him any joy and satisfaction. The death and the destruction of the great human, and suffering of that war filled his heart with sorrow and remorse. That is the reason why this Kalinga War was very, very important in our Indian history, because this Kalinga War became a turning point in Ashoka's lives, and he made his mind to give all the materialistic world, and he adopted Buddhism. Okay. Then Ashoka, gave up all the warfare and conquer. He believed that, now he started believing in the philosophy that he can also conquer the heart of the people with love. Okay. Then one important thing is that Ashoka was deeply influenced by the Buddhist principle of compassion, peace, and non-violence. He embraced Buddhism and devoted his life to the moral and the material warfare of his subject. Okay, that the policy of Digvijaya, that you all need to remember, the policy of Digvijaya. Note it down. Which means, this means the conquest of territories now converted into Dhamma Vijaya. Dhamma Vijaya. Dhamma Vijaya means conquest through Dharma. Okay. So let's have a look into the Dhamma, or the principles of Dharma. Okay, which Ashoka. This Dhamma Dhamma is a word that is derived from the Sanskrit word that is dharma, okay, and which means the religious duty. Asoka idea of Dhamma was based on human values and the code of conduct inspired by the Buddhism, okay. So according to him, the main principle of Dhammas were follows: the non-violence, which we all know because we have already done these things in the while doing the Jainism and Buddhism, okay. Tolerance of all sects, obedience to parents, respect for Brahmins, teachers and the priests, and liberty towards the friend, okay. So these were the basic principles of the Dhamma. Okay, now this is the main thing to understand here, okay. Asoka, he said, or the how did he propagate these dhammas, okay. There are some method that he adopted, how he propagate, or how he spread the ideas of the dhamma, okay. So propagation of the dhamma, this is very important, okay. The first of all, the Asoka set a personal example by strictly following the principle of the dhamma, and he set an example for the others, okay. And he visited the different place related to Buddha's life like Gaya and Sarnath, and he did more research on the principles and the philosophy of the Buddhism, so that he can also preach the same things amongst the common. And he founded a construction of the various Buddhist monastery through which he can spread the message of the Buddhism, sent Buddhist scholar to spread Buddhism not only in India but outside the India also. In that case, he sent his son Mahendra and daughter Sangamitra to Sri Lanka for the propagation of the Buddhism, okay. And he also appointed the special officers like Dhamma Mahamatras, okay, who has to play the role of the preachers, okay. And this is very important, he built pillars like caves and the rocks where he engraved, which was engraved in Prakrit, okay, all the messages, okay, all the messages, all the rules and regulations, all this dhammas, all the principles of the dhammas were written on the pillars, the caves and the temples, so that people can read and follow them, okay. And he also organized a third Buddhist council at Pataliputra to discuss the ways to propagate Buddhism, okay. So this all are the methods adopted by the King Ashoka for the propagation of the Buddhism, okay children. Okay, this much for today. We will discuss more thing in our class, and we will discuss more thing in our next video. I hope everything is clear to you all. Stay happy and safe.